on Channel Africa.
Now, let's take a look at some of the stories making headlines in the West African region of our continent as we speak to Dr. David Matsanga, political scientist and conflict resolution analyst, to unpack. Dr. Matsanga, how are you on this Wednesday?
Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm well, and thank you for inviting me.
Always great having these catch-up sessions with you, and thanks for always making time for us every week. Today, let's start with this weekend having marked the start of the campaign for the constitutional referendum in Guinea. New guidelines for media coverage have been set, and what are they, first of all? Let's start there.
First of all, I wouldn't even call these guidelines. This is just a frustration. This is a facade. You know, there is no referendum where you have banned almost everybody. All political parties have been formed, are told not to. The leaders are not allowed to take part. The media is not allowed to report results. The media is not allowed to engage in any activities until the final word comes from the military. So, my sister, if you are talking about a referendum, how will this referendum take place when people are not even sensitized, when political education was not allowed, civic education was not allowed? This is a gentleman who should not have even taken power in that region. Is one of the biggest embarrassment for the West African states. Even other military people who took power have done a lot for their country. But this gentleman in Guinea Conakry has not, and he has embarrassed all of us.
So the High Authority of Communication there, the HAC, is being criticized for its stipulation that only recognized entities, those without conflicts with the state, can have a voice in the media. How can this prove to be problematic?
So what about us if we fly into it? It means it doesn't allow any journalists from even outside. If you try to be accredited on their website, on the line, the government side, they don't take your card. They are only allowing people that themselves have actually screened and themselves who are in favor of their own in propaganda. So if you are a critic of the government, or if you are not a person who likes military regime and ask questions and do other things, you are not allowed to be given accreditation. I have tried to. So many of my journalists wanted to go to that place to cover the referendum. They were told you need to bring certificates, degree from where. Now, how will you? All of us just have people have press cards which you show accredit even in Addis Ababa, and you go under witness events. So that is a sham referendum.
The decision has faced backlash from the Ghanaian Professional Press Union. Is there any action that this union can take?
You can't take action. The man is no longer a member of ECOWAS, so you want to take him to ECOWAS. If he was still in ECOWAS, yes. The only thing to do is to highlight it to International Journalists Association so that we also blacklist the results of the referendum, and we don't allow the results to be told that credible, because there is nobody going to report for the side which is opposing the constitutional changes. Nobody. You have to report a government aspect, and that is not a referendum at all. That is a one-sided referendum made to strengthen the military junta in Conakry, and it won't help Africa to progress at all.
Let's go to a court in Finland now that has sentenced a controversial leader of a Nigerian secessionist movement to 6 years in prison. What is his offense according to the law?
There is no offense. How do you look here, Madam? These people are simply saying Biafra, Nigeria is no more. And they have a right in Europe to say so. 2, Nigerian system itself has said they don't, the court relied on intelligence from Nigeria. Asanda, which Nigerian intelligence can give you the credibility? It's corrupt, underfunded, compromised by terrorists. They have recruited the terrorists in intelligence system. So the information, Finland collapsed in its all democratic format. When it said it relied on Nigeria's intelligence information. Anybody can come up and say, Asanda is doing this, that. Do you go and use that intelligence? Finland is one country that is now changing from proper democratic institutions to being corruptly entering Africa by paying huge sums to get contracts. Finland has been given contracts with Nigeria. Nigeria has given them to build dams, gas pipelines, and so many dispensaries. They are corrupt. They just wanted to get this guy to appease the Nigerian government. If you look at the evidence, I've read the entire evidence of how the 3 judges came to a conclusion. I bet if it was in South African court, it would be thrown out on the first day. There is no judgment where you say you use the intelligence, Nigerian intelligence, when Nigeria itself has terrorists, part of the intelligence system in Nigeria. They are terrorists, and they have admitted. And they have admitted they have recruited some. So which intelligence information did they use? I'm telling you, that sentence is going to be quashed by the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg. It will be quashed. That guy will walk out free.
So what now then for Simon Ekpa, this Finnish citizen of Nigerian descent? Must he go the human rights route, as you say?
I want to tell you, originally, these people wanted to kidnap this man quietly at night. Thanks God, people started going to European court somewhere. And, volunteers stopped it and told Finland that you are in trouble. We know what you are doing. They wanted to take him without even going through the court. This man is a Finnish citizen. He has been in Finland for over 30 years. Where do you take him? What has he done? He's simply saying Nigeria needs to be rearranged. All of us in Africa know that Nigeria has collapsed. All of us in Africa know there is no administration in Nigeria. All of us know that Nigeria is a country without a country and a state without a state. Governance has collapsed. And these people are simply saying, can we rearrange Nigeria and go away? It's like what I have told you about Congo. Biafrans are over 80 million people out of 250. But there are people killing people there. There are terrorists coming down daytime and they take over your house, take over your farm, feed on your food, kill your people. They are there. It is happening. And African Union has not said any word. United Nations Security Council has not said any word. United Nations habitually sentenced Nigeria to a country which has abducted people, killed people, and if you have such reports, how can you sentence a man for 6 years when you know that the state you are dealing with is a rogue state?
Let's go to Burkina Faso now. The government there has passed a law banning homosexuality. What kind of sentences will those who are found guilty face?
You know, that is something in Africa, which is, you and I, some of us live in Britain. I've lived in Britain for 40 years. And we know these things take place in UK. They are there, everybody. Nobody, do your business, I do my business. But this is in Africa, some countries, like my country, Uganda, the laws are very clear. I did not expect anything else. Even in Nigeria itself, even in Ghana, everything, the same law. Africans will, on this one, Africa has just accepted, and all of them have talked in one voice. Asanda, there is nothing, even the punishment could be worse in Burkina Faso, because Burkina Faso is a military regime, and if you are found doing those type of things, go and do them somewhere else, but not in Burkina Faso. Just as Uganda, the laws are very strict. Worse, maybe in Africa, there is only South Africa, which is your country, which allows some of those ideas. But most of the countries in Africa, I think it is a new concept that it has not been taken very seriously by those countries.
Before we run out of time, let's touch on Ghana. The president there, John Mahama, has removed the chief justice in the country, Justice Gertrude Araba Tokono, from office. We had discussed earlier how she was facing allegations of misbehavior. Who will replace her? Is there a replacement at this stage that they're looking at?
I think they will go through the tribunal that the parliament put the name to, the parliament to Justice Commission, which is set up by, again, the president. Some of these places in Africa, they do things very well, but then they turn up to do things badly. I don't know where the bad relationship, the bad blood between the chief justice and the president came about. But in Ghana, the constitution allows the president to choose a chief justice of his or her own choice. So it is like in Uganda. The chief justice is chosen by the president. The chief of Supreme Court is chosen by the president. All judges are chosen by the president. And then names are taken to once they are chosen, the names are taken to parliament for vetting. That is it. The only country which I've seen in Africa where judges are chosen by the public is Kenya. Kenya does choose their judges. They put you on a panel. They put you on an interview publicly. People write and say, no, that woman is a thief. She stole my chicken. She should not become a judge. So it will be the same. Mahama needs a judge who can be doing his manifesto. Is that just as like American system? They have an American system in Ghana. If the conservative, the Democrats are in power, they change almost everything. And then Republicans also come and change everything. So I think there is nothing wrong with that, but I don't know what brought the two not to work together. It is corruption, cases, allegations, and so many other things. But in Africa,
how do you think this entire debacle makes the judiciary of Ghana look, or is the reputation not going to be so much on the judiciary, but rather on the president?
It is. It dents. Ghana has been one of the best countries where you can enter and feel free, my sister Sandra, that this is your Africa. When such things start coming, I get worried. But I think it won't dent much, because there is a lot of freedom in Ghana. There is a lot, is doing something. The economy is picking up, not like the other time when the CD was going down. I think he still has some popularity. Mr. Mahama is a good Democrat, but as I've told you, he's my friend. I don't know where he went wrong with the Chief Justice.
All right.
But remember, during the tenure of Nana Addo, he was accused of some cases where I think this judge did not handle properly. I think there was a victimization during the days when he was in opposition. So I think it is time for him to clean up the judiciary, but it dents indeed. People start losing confidence, investors lose confidence, because you need a court where you can go and make your case in case you have disagreed with your local partner. So if things like this happen, money is taken away from the country.
Dr. Matsanga, thanks again for your insights. We appreciate your time as Channel Africa.
Thank you very much. And thank you. One of the things that I want to say is this case of Finland shows how Western Hemisphere has avoided human rights, and it wants material from Africa. The Nigerian people have corruptly wanted to get this boy detained. They gave evidence. They wanted to steal him at night. It is not very good at all. Nigeria kidnaps its opponents. Asanda, don't in Africa, let's not allow this. Nigeria comes to kidnap opponents who just say, please give us freedom. Let Nigeria rearrange itself. Rearrange Nigeria.
Dr. David Matanga, political scientist and conflict resolution analyst, they're giving us our West Africa update. Let's get our news headlines with Nolutando Butelezi now.
SABC News.